They're both longtime disciples of Yogananda, and they learned the teachings directly from Swami Kriyananda. They've also expanded their healing service to a worldwide mission. They work with thousands of the Indo-Tibetan police in India. They worked with U.S. war veterans. They worked with widows in Vrindaban. They're currently working with inmates in prison. Cecilia has a PhD in philosophy and art history, and Vivek ran a multinational company for 16 years until he left full-time serve with their healing mission.
Thank you so much for asking us to be part of your beautiful retreat. And we are thinking that actually was Guru arranged, because we believe when you planned for a 25 of April retreat, perhaps you didn't know yet that it would be so needed to have a healing gathering in Master's healing light. So much needed, not only for each of us today here, we are 39 with the two of us, but actually for the areas where you live, for the areas where we live, for the whole world. Because by resonance, it will be actually a blessing for everybody, not only for each of us. And we would like to start with a prayer. And then we are going to dive in this hour and 40 minutes in Master Vibratory Healing treasure, as much as possible in such a short time. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, great beloved Guru Paramahansa Yogananda, all the saints and sages of all religions, we entrust you of this time together. Make us open and receptive to thy healing ray. Touch us deeply, reach us where we mostly need it, and help us to be channel of that same ray for all people, everywhere, visible, not visible. You know our heart, you know our mind, you know our bodies, you know our suffering, you know our prayers, our intentions. Bless them, bless us with thy shining, healing light. Om, Om, Om. Let's just take a deep breath, keeping our spine straight and seeing that we are breathing light. And then exhaling through the mouth. Again, another deep, long, slow breath in through the nose. Inhaling Master's healing presence and exhaling shadows, clouds, fumes, again and out. Master said that among the many healing methods and systems, of the greatest importance is vibratory healing. And he defined vibratory healing as sending vibrations to the diseased individuals, either internally or externally. Internally, by the will charging ourselves with energy, and externally through chants, words, vibrations through sound, and living in words. And this is what we are going to experience in a concise time by realizing that these can be very practical teachings and applicable in a time of extreme need like now for ourselves, fulfilling the first duty we have now, the first responsibility, which is raising our vibrations, and then fulfilling the second great duty and responsibility we find ourselves playing now, which is being of service to others, even invisibly, but by the power of resonance of these same vibrations, becoming a highest frequency being, resonating those highest frequencies of divine presence for the whole world. And in fact, what Master says is that sound and vibrations are the most powerful forces in the universe. And for vibrations, it means the way how divine conscious energy can be transmitted and how it actually transmits itself. When he talks in the Gita, in his commentaries, how God created the world for reasons that we can't understand at this level of evolution, he talks about vibrations. He talks about God vibrating himself from himself out in different levels, first of thoughts and ideas and energy and light, and then the grosser matter of the creations we see, included our cells, our organs, our minds, and so on and so forth. So vibrations as tools of healing. And we are going to practically, tangibly feel what he meant for that. First of all, starting with internally charging ourselves of those vibrations, and then learning how to be channels of those vibrations for others. And we will explore the different means how to be channels of vibrations, again, for ourselves and others. We will explore the power of the tension of our body with the intention of charging ourselves of vibration of divine consciousness. And we will learn how to become channels of those vibrations through the first primordial healing instrument available and for free for everybody, which is our voice. But by attuning ourselves with what Master says is the most intelligent vibration of all, the vibration of God. He says that the vibration of God, which is the Om, is the most intelligent of all, and that when we are allowing that vibration to pass through us, all the other vibrations will be attuned to that. So we will explore healing as an act of attunement to the perfect vibration of God through the practice of chanting Om, which we know and yet we forget so easily to do. We know and yet so easily we forget that it was one of his cosmic chants, which was originally created to raise our energy, raise our vibrations, and be a supreme healing tool. And finally, understanding that whatever an avatar comes to give is never for a small purpose, is never to heal something only of us, but to heal us from karma. And healing us from karma is taking us to moksha. So whatever an avatar gives, small or big, is towards that goal, supreme goal, which is freeing us altogether from suffering in capital letters. So when we realize the spectrum, the width, the size of a healing treasure of a master who is an avatar like our Guru, Paramahansa Yogananda, we realize that these are precious tools for all our life, to which we can go back again and again, not only the time of pandemic, or not only when we have a problem in the knee, or a more serious problem, but actually many times during the day or during the night when we feel that our energy has started to go down.
Especially in this time when so much is happening around the world and we have the virus which has completely overtaken everything. We need healing energy more than you know, any other time that we needed it.
We are going to start immediately by what Paramahansa Yogananda says is the most powerful way to relax, means releasing tensions. Paramahansa Yogananda gave this exercise often in times of serious needs from humanity. He gave the energization exercise, which he calls a supreme tool for prevention and cure, in 1918, when the pandemic of the Spanish flu started, and when the First World War had just ended, and the world was already in a post-traumatic stress disorder, like we are already, and we are going to be for probably a long time as mankind. And after only 1 year of the Russian Revolution, which has dismantled what was a long time established social, not certainly order, but social disorder of big supremacies of aristocracy and so on and so forth. So in a time of extreme need, we are going to do one of his exercises that he expands also beyond the energization exercises, just to release tensions, inviting you to do it standing if you can. Is better, but otherwise you just sit as you can. And then doing it maybe every time you feel, Swami Kriyananda adds, a disturbance in your heart. Maybe you have been hurt, maybe you've been offended, maybe you've been humiliated, or maybe you feel a cloud in your mind or a heaviness in your heart and you don't even know what it is. You are receiving it by resonance, by what is the current flow of consciousness, which is very low right now because of the worry and fear flow, which is flowing through the planet. So, Master says, double inhale with your nose, tending all your body's muscles for 20 counts. So you will count, we will count for you up to 20. But Swami Kriyananda, in his magnificent book, Superconsciousness, Awake to Superconsciousness, says, while you do that, bring to that tension, to that physical, into that physical tension, whatever you feel is making heavy your mind, heavy your heart. So this is a perfect tool for these times. Again, we are going to start together and we will do it 3 times. We are going to inhale double from the nose. We are going to tense all our body up to a count of 20. We will do it for you. In that tension, bring also your emotional, mental tension. And then after that, Master says, release it through the mouth, but literally do whoo. It looks like a funny thing, but he wants to make sure that you are doing it, and you are not doing it from your cheeks, but from your heart. So we are going to start together. This is vibratory healing again. We'll double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Release it. Again. Inhale double from the nose, tense all your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Again, last time. Inhale double from the nose, tense all your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Release it. Stand. Open your chest. Keep your spine straight. The chin parallel to the floor. Bring your eyes up to the spiritual eye while you are standing or sitting. Allow the flow of energy, which has been freed from blockages in which the tension had put it, mental tension, emotional tension, physical tension. Allow this energy which had been freed, has been freed, to arise. Master says, while you are doing this, feeling this flow, helped by the magnetic action of your eyes gazing up to the point between the eyebrows, you are allowing the energy which has been freed to come up the spine, to rise through the spine, to rouse and get there at the point where it can touch the superconsciousness. The magic storehouse, he says, of miraculous powers. While you are doing this, please listen to what Master says being the only factor of healing. He says, healing is nothing but rousing the life force from wherever has been stuck, blocked, from wherever it is dormant, for whatever reason that we do not care. We don't need to care. The point is bypassing the understanding by rousing it. So it doesn't use the word lifting, it doesn't use the word arising, no rising, but rousing, which is with the power that needs to be channeled for healing, which is a alteration of the normal flow of karma. Now, slowly, slowly, you open again your eyes, you sit. Maybe you want, during these 2 hours, you want to have some water near you. Drinking a little water. So do this anytime you feel oppressed. What people in this time, because we hear from many people, we do a lot of private and public sessions on streaming Facebook and so on and so forth. So we hear. So anytime you feel anxiety, a feeling of oppression in your heart or in your mind, a feeling of blocking fear, paralyzing fear, worry, when you feel that your mind has started to enter into a loop which is obsessive compulsive, do this. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting down, and why not? At night, when you are lying down in your bed and you cannot sleep or you wake up too early. These disturbances are very frequent nowadays all over the planet. So do it. And again, let's dive deep into the fact, again, that Master says, healing is nothing but rousing the life force from wherever it is dormant, blocked, stuck, for no matter what reasons, and no matter for since how long. So we have experienced what it means for vibratory healing is of the greatest importance, and it consists in sending vibrations internally by energy which is charging our will. The will charged by energy. And specifically says, energy charged by willpower. This is what we have done. Even in healing, it is valid, the axiom, the statement that the stronger the will, the greater is the flow of energy. In this case, energy as the healing flow of God. Energy as the healing presence of God. So we have done an experience of what it means, charging ourselves with energy for a healing purpose. But let's go even deeper now. Let's go to a place where we are affected in this time very heavily, which is our heart. The heart, we know from Swami Sri Yukteswar, which after an extremely difficult text as the sacred science, he says, well, at the end, the all important thing is to develop the natural love of the heart. Because the natural love means what flows as the only natural essence of our heart once we open our heart. So in a time like this one, or in time of disease, physical disease of someone in the house, mental disease, emotional disease, which means disturbances, unbalance, clouds, fog, obscurity, darkness. In that time, the first thing which closes is the heart. So we are going again to experience what it means to bring internally vibrations of energy for healing purpose by doing as a healing tool one of master energization exercises, but again, visited with a new visitation as a healing tool. Again, please do what we are going to share now. Anytime you feel that you are like this, anytime you feel that your shoulders are dropping down because the weight is too heavy, maybe the weight of a disease, maybe you are waiting, the news of a disease, maybe you are waiting for a surgery or for the surgery of someone dear to you, and so on and so forth. So again, excuse us, we should, normally it's so easy when we are in a nice place and everything. I know it's not nice to stand up from your chair, but we are all doing our best. This is very, very powerful, very, very helpful. It's extraordinarily effective. Please, again, what we want to do is opening and healing the heart from heaviness, from burdens, from oppression, from anxiety, from feelings of alienation. We don't know how long you've been locked down. In Italy, it's since the 9th of March. So people are under a strong experience of alienation and feeling like the prisoners, which is a trauma of seizure. Means they feel they have been incarcerated. So there are many mental consequences and emotional consequences to that, perhaps never experienced before. So we are going to help healing that by doing this. You're going to have your arms
Naked arms.
You're going to have your arms at the sides of your body, and then you are going inhaling from your nose. You are going to tense them while you bring them up like this in wide circles, and when you bring them down, you exhale through the mouth. So you are tensing your arms both when you come up and when you could go down, but while you go up, you inhale from the nose. While you go down, you exhale from the mouth, not from your cheek, but from your heart. We are going to do it 3 times like this and 3 times like that. Please, with, Master says, intention, concentration, attention, ever deeper attention, determination. Means determination to bring in the healing light, which is going to be, he says, the sudden magical tool to have any sort of darkness disappearing instantaneously, he says. So we start with that intention and clarity of what we are doing. Don't be afraid to do the sounds. The other side 3 times. Remain where you are now. Perhaps you feel a little shaking, a little disoriented. Stay straight with your spine. Again, bring your eyes closed up to the point between the eyebrows. Feel with your spine straight, your open chest, the energy from the heart, freed from any sort of blockages, obstructions, oppressions, flowing freely. Bring it up to the spiritual eye. Bring it up there. Swamiji says, at that point, you have an osmotic process where the power of the presence of God, which Master says lies there at the spiritual eye, in the superconsciousness, starts to modify, transmute the energy of the heart, where it is out of tune from the magnificency of the balance of the love of God, which is perennially equilibrium, stability, joy, enthusiasm, trust, confidence, and faith. Take a deep, long, slow breath in. Exhale and take your hands now here like this and see your fingers as rays of light. Master uses the word light together with the word concentration as his most frequent word in his healing writings. East-West Magazine, Inner Culture, Precepta, Scientific Healing Affirmations, Metaphysical Meditations, the Second Coming of Christ, means all places where he talks about healing, he talks about the light. He talks about the light as the healing presence of God. And he says there is a power that will give you health if you only will turn your eyes towards the light. So we are going to turn the eyes of our consciousness towards the light by bringing it in. Let's use our fingers as rays of light. We put them here, and we are going to deepen the healing of the heart, extending it to what the heart rules, the chakra of the heart, which is the shoulders, where in a time like this, or often in life, there is a lots of burden. And it's going to extend to the throat, where a lot of unexpressed feelings and words are stored right now. So we are going to do this work. Inhale double, bring light from your fingers into the shoulders, in the heart, and in the throat, and exhale. So these are circles, okay? This is one of the energization, but again, we are revisiting them like totally new tools, totally new, but they are those. So, not from the cheeks, exhale from the heart. Opposite. If it is too much, pause. Relax your golden rays of fingers. Relax them down. Close your eyes once again, spine straight. Open heart, open chest, the eyes closed, gazing up to the point between the eyebrows. How much energy we have freed from the crucial place of the Anahata chakra, this energetic center of the heart. In doing that, Swamiji explains, it's not only love which starts to flow, new faith, new confidence, but courage. Courage has the same etymological root of heart in Latin, cor cordis, courage, it comes from there. So he says courage is going to come out of the opening of the heart through healing processes like this one. And at this point he says, this is Swami Kriyananda saying, take the courage which has been unblocked from the center of your heart, taking it up to the point of between the eyebrows. At that point, it will start to receive the strength, which is one of the 8 aspects of God. Let's do this with this kind of awareness, of understanding, conscious understanding of what can be going on, what we want to be going on. While you're doing this, inhale and exhale with your own rhythm. Allowing the pauses between inhalation and exhalation, and between one breath and the other, to be long, short, medium, long, as they want. You are allowing an alchemic spiritual process of transmutations of negative energies, negative states of consciousness into illuminating states of consciousness, which then will allow the light that you are allowing to unfold from yourself to flow at all your physical structural level, at all your physical cellular structure, at all your mental cellular structure, at all your emotional cellular structure, at all your spiritual cellular structure. It becomes a quantic work, quantic work of the light of God within you. Beautiful. Now you can sit. At this point, please know that your vibrations have raised beautifully and your aura is expanding. You become a blessing for your own house. If nobody's in your own house, from your family, wherever they are. From your house to the whole neighborhood. Know that, because it's true. By doing this, we have strengthened our magnetism, and strengthening our magnetism with the light of God as let in the way we have done, attracts higher beings, saints. Our masters are always with us. We know that. But not necessarily the fact that they are with us, master says, not us, master says, not necessarily they can enter and do their work, because master explains that often we keep the doors closed, the windows closed of our heart, mind, and consciousness. By doing what we've been doing together, we are opening up those doors, those gates, those windows. It's so beautiful. Try it again and again. Anytime you feel the need of raise your energy, of higher your frequency, uplifting your energy around. This is what rouses the energy and makes healing happening, as per Master's teachings. I'm going now to see what it means to send vibrations by something hearable. He talks about the voice, about living in words. He talks about chanting. He talks about affirming. So we have done the experience now of vibratory healing by internally sending vibrations through, let's repeat it again with master precise words, by energy charged by willpower. We have done the experience now of vibratory healing by creating and sending vibrations in us internally by energy charged by willpower. We will send you all these words. In fact, if you would like, if you wish to receive all what we are doing together today, if you can kindly leave, if Colleen agrees about that, and I think so, your email address, we will send you everything we are doing together today, word by word, with a lot of bibliography by email in 2-3 days. We are busy with all these seminars until Monday, but we will afterwards. So now then, we are going to do the experience of what it means, experiencing vibratory healing by creating and sending vibrations externally by super consciously impregnated chants, he says, intonation of the human voice, our own voice, and living in words, phrases, and affirmations. One vibration for all, one chant for all, one affirmation for all, the Om, the cosmic word. When God vibrated himself out of himself in the process of creation, a vibration was produced, not differently from when a fan is turning. We hear a sound. It's the same concept. It's the same process. It is the effect of a similar process. That sound is Om. Master insists in Om, in affirming the Om, in chanting the Om, audibly or silently, means mentally only, numerous times in his writings, in his teachings, till the point that he gives it as one of his cosmic chants. And we know that his cosmic chants are a cosmic way to access and attune ourselves with the cosmic consciousness. They are a tool of freedom. Master says that the Om means the vibration of God, is the most intelligent of all, as we were hinting at the beginning, and it has the power of attuning to the divine consciousness, which is the supreme healer, any other vibration. And he says, when you make it pass through you, it will attune and harmonize all the other vibrations. Which vibrations? The vibrations of any thought we think, which perhaps is not good, which perhaps has a low vibration. Of any emotion, which is perhaps contracting, limiting, self-blocking, negative. But not only that. Any other, Master says, thought or emotion of which you are not aware, but that is stored in your subconscious mind, means the limbic part of the brain here. Even if we are not aware that they are there, they keep on vibrating, attracting situations of disease, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. So there is a way, he says, to bypass all this without having to go and understand, although introspection is one of his healing tools. And yet we can bypass by sending the vibration of Om to ourselves or to others. We will learn how to send it to others when we will learn the healing at a distance techniques of Master. Now we are going to see how to send that supremely healing, harmonizing vibration to ourselves by the pronunciation of Om, but we will do it with the intonation of musical keys that he gives in cosmic chants. But we will do it in a way that now you will see how it can become an extraordinary healing method. Master was a very creative person. Swamiji used to tell us that even when he was doing the energization exercises, it was changing them all the time. When he told Swamiji, you have to edit my commentaries to the Gita, but don't change a word. What did he mean? Change and don't change. So the point is, the essence of what he is giving us must remain the same, but then you can become creative. And in this case, we are going to be creative together by putting together two of his healing tools. The chant of the Om, vibratory healing, and at the same time, another vibratory healing technique which he gives in his preceptors, alas unpublished. But we are going to send you that. There is copyright, so obviously they can't be published publicly, but you will receive it via email, which is tensing the areas of our own body where our energetical centers are located, are based. So if we are going to chant the cosmic chant of Om, the Om chant, which he gave with specific notes, although he changed those as well. In cosmic chants, which means 1934, December 1934, he gives the keys, which are the ones we are going to play. But then, at the Christmas banquet of at Mount. So what do we want to say? The point is chant that Om. And we are going to chant it as a healing tool by tensing, bringing the power of the healing presence of God in our energetical centers, so to affect with the healing vibration of God all the emotional, mental, physical areas ruled by that specific energetic center. And we are going to start with the first one, the first chakra, which is corresponding to the coccyx, means we are going to tense the anus muscles by chanting on there, because it's the first area of our consciousness which is affected in this pandemic time. Means we are affected in our security feelings. We are affected in our balance, in our equilibrium, in our stability. we are easily hit by fear and worry, all the first chakra. So that is a crucial area to keep saturated, Master says, with divine cosmic vibration, the Om. Then we are going to pass to the second center of energy in our own consciousness, which is corresponded to the procreative organs, because it is another area extremely affected in this period, because it is so difficult to flow with this historic moment. And then we are going to work at the level of our navel, the third chakra, where we are experiencing how difficult it is to digest these times. And how difficult it is to digest any difficult time, mirror of our mind, which easily gets so caught by refusal of what is happening, and therefore anger, and so on and so forth.
Even despair.
Despair, absolutely. And we can become so depressed in that desperation that then it will take even longer, not only to come out of this time, no, but to do what this time came to bring, which we know Master had so much foreseen and talked about, means an extraordinary leap of evolution, an extraordinary step up towards our liberation. So doing this work, which is a magnificent work, we are liberating and uplifting a lot of our own consciousness in form of energy in this area of duality, which is the life on a planet like this one.
And I think it's going to be our homework for the rest of the time this thing is around, to just keep our energies up, because the energy, when the conditions like these, they tend to bring the energy down, and that makes the disease even more powerful. And when we raise our energy, keeping our energy up, we are floating above everything. Master said very clearly, float above everything. So we need to be just floating above everything. And at certain point, the higher energy, it just allows us, it frees us from the captivity of the disease, of the energy, and especially the despair. The situation at the time is desperate.
In Masters, in the foreword of the first edition of Masters Whispers from Eternity, which he says, when I will not be here, just if you want to be with me, go back to that. In the foreword to the first edition, 1929, he says, it is a plan of mercy and grace. So, though, we have to attune ourselves with that grace. We have to cooperate with that grace. In the last Christmas of Swami Kriyananda, we were at Pune with him in India, and he gave a gift. He gave as a gift a CD of a little writing he did about cooperating with grace. What we are doing together today, and thank you so much for being here. It's such a great joy. It's such a supreme honor to be together in Master. Such a privilege, no? To activate his teachings, his tools. Well, cooperating with grace, it is what we are doing now together in these applications of his vibratory healing. Let's now see the power of the healing tool of our voice, pronouncing the healing vibration of God through Om, and let's do it by rousing, as he says, the energy for healing from our first energetical center up to the last one. And let's see then how we will feel. We are going to chant Om together, so don't be shy. It does not matter if you are out of tune, if you don't like to chant, please do the effort. Just try to do the effort. Nobody will hear you, You will hear yourself, which is going to be marvelous. And we are going to do it with exactly the tunes of his cosmic chants, so the Chant of Home. And I would like to tell you exactly that he gave this the 4th of December 1938. So we talk about a time. It is very important to see when Master gave all these tools. We have seen the energization exercises, pandemic, Spanish pandemic, end of First World War. He gives the cosmic chants before the beginning of Second World War. He gives one of his most powerful healing tools when Germany had invaded Poland at the beginning in September 1939. So he does not work by chance. He does not work by chance. Let's bring awakening to our capacity to be balanced, stable, enduring, courageous by chanting 10 Om in the area of our coccyx, tending while we are chanting Om the area of the muscles of the anus. You can do it with a long tension or several tensions in a way that is acceptable for you, of course.
And while doing this, we can just try and keep our spine straight so that we're able to magnetize the energy in the, it's flowing, it's going up in a natural way rather than struggling.
Pronounce the M. See the flow of Om in all your legs, in your knees, in your calves, in your feet, your stability. Perceive the blessings coming with the presence of God brought by the Om. Now let's go to the reproductive organs, the genital organs. We are going to tense there, knowing that we are going to help ourselves to flow better in the present situation or in any situations of difficulties. Feel the Om like water, blessed water, the Jordan water, going to baptize, Master says, all your consciousness with Christ consciousness throughout all your body as a liquid flowing in a very absorbable, in a tissue which is absorbing it perfectly. Chant now, taking your navel towards your spine with more pulsations. You pulse within your spine, your navel. If you can do it with chanting, we are going to touch the area where we want to favor a fire which is helping us to digest the difficult moment today and any other time. And it is going to help your liver, where maybe so much anger is stored. It's going to help your stomach, your colon, your pancreas. It's going to help your kidneys, where so much fear is stored. It's going to help all those muscles which easily contract. Oh, while you feel the blessings of the M vibrating as the last part of this Om in your navel area, remain there for a moment without moving. It's very important. This area is a crucial area, which in times of difficulties can get out of track with a fire which can burn us. Instead of bringing light, it burns the whole house, the whole temple. We are going to help that fire to go back to a balanced divine luminosity. A luminosity which helps us, like the flame whose light is going towards the high. We want to make it light and not fire which burns. We are going to help ourselves with a tool which we can use any time we feel it is too much. I feel poisoned. I feel intoxicated by what has become suffocating in the air around me, within me. Anytime that you feel the anger burning, anytime you feel that the situation is giving clouds to your mind, whose the belly is a reflection in the Oriental medicine, please go back to what India taught as the breath of fire, where we will use that fire out of balance to get back to balance and to bring light to our mind and to all this area which we have touched with the work of Om done in the first, second, third chakra. Let's learn this powerful healing tool, Kapalabhati Pranayama. Kapalabhati also said the breath of fire. Kapalabhati means in Sanskrit, the lucent skull. Means you are going to clean and clear so much the constipation, emotional, mental of this area, that your mind will be so clear. You're going to bring light to your mind. You're going to bring new vitality to all your cellular system, to all the other organs as well. Let's do it in this way. Before proceeding, because these first three chakras, if they are not clean and clear, the energy cannot go up to the heart and do the work of spiritual elevation, spiritual accelerated growth, and expansion in the consciousness of God, which is the supreme healing we want. So we are not going to have emotional healing, mental healing, and all wholeness in our body if we do not clear the energy at its center. Kapalabhati, it's focus on exhalation through exhalation through the nose. So we are going to focus on exhaling the air from the nose. And while we do that, which will be like this, I will guide you one moment. First, I show you. This is the. I'm going to simultaneously with the exhalation from the nose, I'm going to bring my navel towards the spine. So it's going to be. So the air comes out forcibly from the nose with the sound I did. Mucus will come out, it doesn't matter. So I'm going simultaneously to bring my navel towards the spine. And I'm going to do this 12 times. If it is too much for you, respect yourself, stop before. Try to arrive at 6 at least. So it's going to be not only exhalation, but like this. It should be 1 second between inhalation and exhalation, focusing on exhalation. You will feel that you need to drink water. So maybe you start with drinking a little water before starting.
And you have to be careful if you have a high blood pressure or you're suffering from certain,
If you are pregnant or if you are in your period cycle, or if you, as my husband said, high pressure, don't do it. If you have one of these 3 situations, please simply breathe deep, long, profoundly. Otherwise, you do. While you exhale from the nose, you bring the navel in. So we are going to do it 12 times. You count for yourself, understanding what you're doing. It is one of the most powerful healing tools available. Ancient, powerful. When you finish, stop, straight with your spine, don't touch your chair with your back, open your chest, chin parallel to the floor, eyes up to the spiritual eye, closed, breathe normally. You will already feel how you are breathing differently, how the air is more fresh. You will feel already like wider, more expanded, bigger. You will find out that there is more space within your chest, that there is more space in all your abdominal area. You will feel that there is more ease in your abdomen. That means there is more ease in your mind. You have made space in your lungs. The coronavirus, when watched at the X-rays, shows lungs which are like those of a person who have drowned, who is drowning in the water, full of water. This is how we were. We who produced that. We who manifested that in the world. So anytime you feel that you are drowning, do that. Anytime you feel you are physically drowning, because maybe you have a disease and you feel so inadequate into facing that, into addressing what your karma is bringing. When you feel you are emotionally drowning because your heart is sinking in waters of grief, of pain, of humiliation, of being betrayed, of being left alone. Do this. Anytime you feel you are mentally drowning, because it is too much, because the thoughts are coming negatively like enemies in a battalion, or because memories from the past, painful, toxic, poisoning, are compulsively hitting your mind day and night. Do this. Or when you find yourself unable to think, do this. When you feel there are heavy clouds because of the preoccupations, the worries, do this. When you feel that there are, Master says, paralyzing fears, do this. And so on and so forth. Please now take a deep, long, slow breath full of love and gentleness for yourself. For yourself, no matter how many others now should be loved in your life, do it for yourself. A long, deep, slow breath filled with love and gentleness and compassion for your own self. Another deep, long, slow breath while you take your hands over your heart. Like this. Doesn't matter right hand, left hand, one on top of the other. And while you keep that angelic touch of Master's hands, Jesus' hands over your heart, you chant their presence of healing love within your heart through chanting Home. There in your heart. Healing, liberating, cleaning, clearing, purifying. While you chant Om now, please know that Master says energy has an infinite power of projection, and this is the energy which heals, is the energy of the divine presence, vehiculated, channeled by the Om in its creative power. Chant it to the past of your heart with the awareness and understanding that this infinite power is going to touch your past, is going to be projected to the past of the history of your heart, going to bring healing light to past pains, suffering, griefs, hurts, not elaborated yet, traumas, not melt away yet. it within yourself without moving your lips, without moving your tongue. This master scientific healing affirmation. Thy light is shining through my past, through my present, and my future. Modify it as a prayer. Shine thy healing light through my past, in my present, and in my future. Making it even stronger. Thy light is shining in my past and other, and it is healing it. It is healing it. It is healing it. It is healed. Again, with the hands of Divine Mother on your heart. Oh. Chant Om in your saliva. Silently roll your tongue back and forward in your mouth. Master says, bring the vibrations of Om silently while we play and chant for you. Bring them in your throat, freeing all the untold, because not tellable. All the silence received when you wanted words of comfort, all the breath of aggressivity felt from the silence of someone who should have talked with you, all the obstruction hanging you in untold traumas, offenses, hurts, which are strangling your throat, in its memory, in its present time, and with the fear for the future. Roll your tongue while silently you chant Om there in your throat. You are activating the power of Om by the tension of the tongue so rolled. You are balancing your thyroid, your metabolism, your rhythm, your physical rhythm, your mental rhythm, your emotional rhythm, your spiritual rhythm, realigning it with the rhythm of God, with His perfect harmony. You are realigning yourself with the calmness of God and its healing power. The healing power of the calmness in which God manifests through your balanced, energetic throat center. Feel the gratitude coming from this, how moving and touching it is. Take your right hand, put it on your front head. Take the left hand and with the palm, put it at the medulla oblongata, the area behind the neck, at the conjunction between hair and skin of the neck. Chant Om, feeling that these are master sands of light, of healing light, of liberating light, which are doing one of his most fantastic and powerful, liberating, not only healing techniques from darkness. See that the hands of healing light of Master are absorbing in them any negative smoke of negative presences, negative energies coming from the memories of your mind, from the DNA of your karmic family tree in your brain cells, where Master says the seeds of karma stored together with the spine. Keep those hands there while you chant Om, knowing what is happening. See the right hand on top of your front, activating the light of the super consciousness. See it powerfully projected over all and through all your brain, reinforced by the energy of light sent by the other hand, and see a powerful electromagnetic field of healing presence of God in form of light, burning, Master says in his super conscious healing technique, all the negative seeds of karma present in your brain cells. See this light burning them while you chant Om. Thought patterns, belief patterns that you do not need anymore, which are at the origin of any disease, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, included financial failures, financial losses, tendencies to legal litigations. Rest your arms now. Take a deep, long, slow breath of light, of light, of light. Deep. And see that the light now from your brain is flowing throughout your whole body, all cellular structure. Master says, see that this healing light is burning any diseased cell, and it is replacing it with healthy, vibrant, vital cells. See that happening now? See that happening now? And repeat now, loudly, clearly, believing it with determination, intention, faith that this is really what it is. One of his most powerful scientific healing affirmation, I am submerged in eternal light. It permeates every particle of my being. I am living in that light. The divine spirit fills me within and without. Repeat it while you see this light flowing throughout all your being. Repeat it. I am submerged in eternal light. It permeates every particle of my being. I am living in that light. The divine spirit fills me within and without, and make it even more intimate with the form of the same affirmation that Master Zen gives in metaphysical meditation, mutating it into an even more intimate dialogue with God. I am submerging thine eternal light. I am submerging thine eternal light, God. It permeates every particle of my being. I am living in that light. Thy divine spirit fills me within and without. With gratitude, take a deep, long, slow breath. One more. With again deep gratitude. And one more. To make ourselves ready to share with others now. The healing blessings of the healing presence of God that we have so much received. Learn how to receive. Learn how to project deeply within us, subtly, densely, in time, in space. The joy is that we can share these same vibrations with others, going to be of service to others, expanding ourselves in service, expanding ourselves into what we came here for, Master says, which is communion with God, union with God, actually says. The only purpose of life, we can get that by expansion. It's not a ladder, it's an expansion. And we expand through service, beside, through all what we know. Kriya Yoga, meditation, prayer, energization exercises, yoga, pranayama, healing tools, healing techniques, service to others. It is the expansion into the divine consciousness by expanding our consciousness towards its manifestations in others, in need. Master says that before practicing successfully his self-healing and healing at a distance techniques, you need to calm. You need to calm down. And you need to pray and meditate. And this is what we have done, calming, getting calm, meditating, because what we have done together, it is a form of meditation. And we have done prayers, praying for that alignment within, praying through the sound of Om. Now that very sound of Om, we want to use it as a healing vibration for others, And we are going to share two of his healing for ourselves and others techniques. The simplest and the most complex. And we invite you then to do them every day. One of them every day, at least for all this time of urgency in the earth. We know that we are today together because there is need of channels, like God says in the Bible to Abraham, how do you think I can do without you? So now, with this level of calmness, this level of attunement with God through what we have done together so far, we can start to charge our hands of that very presence, making of our hands divine healing batteries, charging ourselves as divine healing batteries. Master gave this method after the Wall Street crash, October 1929. The world entered into a tragedy, global tragedy. At the beginning of 1930, Master gives his most they are all powerful, let's say more articulated technique, which he called healing like Jesus did. This is the lesson number 11 of his super advanced course, number 1 of 1930, which he gave right at that time of extreme global need. He anticipated that with one more simple method, which we are going to do right now to prepare ourselves for the other. Understanding that the energy of the cosmic consciousness is always present, not only within us, but around us, and we can overcharge ourselves with that by rubbing our hands together. You must have done it at all your satsang forever, since you are on the path, of course. But let's be aware of what we are doing. When we are doing this, we are catalyzing a powerful charge of energy within us, of divine cosmic energy, which enters out of our will through our medulla, is coming through our arms into our hands, and it is making our hands very, very, very much overcharged with that. Then we open our palms, and consciously we can send, by pronouncing or not, but mentally pronouncing, the sound of Om as a vehicle of that presence of God, which we are sending to others. Then now, we know that from what we have shared before, that this energy has an infinite power of projection. So it can be sent wherever, Master says, there is need. So someone can be anywhere, it will receive it. We can be anywhere in the place, in time and space to which of our history we want to send healing. Oh, somebody's saying my internet connection is not going anymore. Do you all can hear us? So sorry for this person. Very sorry.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Very sorry. She will watch it in the registration. So we can send it. So the most simple of his techniques is really rubbing our hands together, calming ourselves, praying, meditating for God's will to be done. In his plan of mercy and grace, we can facilitate his plan of mercy and grace by participating to his plan of love, becoming channel of that love. That is what healing, facilitating the healing of another, is possible, because although there is the law of karma, it is a plan of mercy and grace, Master says, again, in the foreword to his first edition of Whispers from Eternity of 1929. So we become channels of that plan of mercy and grace, facilitating the melting away of the karma of that person by sending the divine healing presence through the sound of Om and through the catalyzation of his presence in our hands, doing this work. Very simple. Let's do now an action of service, sending the healing presence. Master talks about healing presence. He doesn't say light, peace, or anything else, because in that presence, there is the light, there is the peace, there is the calmness, there is the wisdom, there is the strength, all the 8 aspects of God. He does not say in this case to do any specific prayer, but you can do it. And we know in one of his techniques, he says, Divine Mother, thou art omnipresent. We all know that prayer. Let's repeat it together, but we know it. Divine Mother, thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all thy children. Thou art in, let's say John, let's say all the medical doctors and medical staff of the world, in all the people who are ill with coronavirus, in all the souls who are left the body alone in the hospitals or clinics, all alone in the house, in all those who are grieving for losing someone without being close to him physically when he left his body. For all, you are in all those who lost their jobs now. You are in all those who do not know how to give then financial support to their family tomorrow morning, and so on and so forth. So Divine Mother, thou art omnipresent, thou art in all thy children, thou art in, manifest a healing presence in their bodies, minds, and soul. And at that point, we rub our hands together, and let's send it to all the people we just mentioned. We rub our hands together, and he says, when you feel prickling, tingling sensations, at that point, you open your hands and you start chanting Om 3 times, audibly or only mentally, towards that person or people or places. Remain there, aware of what is happening. You might feel your hands very warm. You might feel them expanding, tingling. It is that presence which has been activated by our conscious action and intention and will of being of service to her. Remember that the channel is blessed by what passes through it. Remember that you are not going to get anything. This is a typical question from people. Am I going to get the same disease, the same problem? No. You are nobody there. You are only a channel for Divine Mother's presence of love and mercy in her plan of grace, helping that person, facilitating the process of liberation from that karma. Does the person need to know? Other question. I know you have all these questions because they are typically asked and you cannot ask it now. Does the person need to know that? Master says, again, in his creativity and variety of teachings, often says, healing depends on the person's trust in the healer and the power of the healer, which is the power of the healer, the communion with God through meditation and prayer. Let's be very clear, there is no power of anybody here. The power is of God. Let's be very clear. Humility is the capital letter law in this service. Disappearing. Heal and forget, he says. Well, he says the trust and faith of the patient and the power of the healer, communion with God. But then he talks about the nobleman of Capernaum, who had the son dying in Capernaum. He was in Cana, in Galilee. He heard that Jesus had come from Judea, means from Judea, means from Jerusalem. He had come, and he heard he's in Cana, which is 32 kilometers from 20 miles from Capernaum, where his son was dying. So he runs to Jesus, and he said, Rabboni, Rabboni, you can heal my son, heal my son. And Jesus, yes, Jesus sees that his fervor and ardor. Fervor and ardor. sorry, the pronunciation, it doesn't matter, but you understand these two words are what Master says needs to fill your healing practices, your healing affirmations, your healing chants, your healing metaphysical meditations, fervor and ardor. So Jesus sees the fervor and ardor of this father. Rabboni, you can heal my son, heal him. He's dying there in Capernaum. So the son is dying in a bed in Capernaum. He doesn't know anything. Probably if the father talks, he doesn't even want to hear. Jesus sees the face of this man and he heals the son. The man goes back to Capernaum. The servant comes. Lord, Lord, your son, sir, your son has been healed. And he says, when? And the gospel says, and Master repeats that, quotes that, it was the servant says, he healed suddenly at the 7th hour of, it was exactly, the gospel says, this, and Master says, the same time when Jesus had pronounced, thy son lived. So what is this? The power of attorney of the faith of somebody into asking God for healing for somebody. Do you understand? So it is true, the importance of faith and trust of the patient towards the healer. But when Master quotes this episode from the Gospels, it shows that it is valid also, extremely valid, powerfully valid, the power of the faith of somebody who is petitioning the healing from God for the XY person who doesn't know anything. We have seen it so many times, infinite number of times. So now, said that, let's do it. Let's do it so. Let's not refrain from doing it. Well, but John doesn't know, maybe he doesn't want. Chordo, they would say in Hindi, leave it. It doesn't matter. Do it. Then now, let's go to the most intense of his teachings on how to heal at a distance, means how to facilitate a healing. You never know how it will end. You never know, because it is God's plan. But you want to be an active facilitator of the plan of God and mercy of God. So he says how to heal like Jesus did. He says, first, be willing of doing that. And know that the energy comes from the medulla. It goes to reinforce the energy at the spiritual eye. And from there, through your tensing and relaxing your body, through your continuing tensing and relaxing the body, it doesn't say how many times. It says, keep on doing it, continue doing it. You are going to have this energy flowing through your spine. And again, doing the relaxation, tension and relaxation of your body, you will have this energy flowing through your arms and through your hands. And then he says, rub your naked arms with the palms of your hands, after having tensed and released your body more times. It doesn't say again how many times. So you are having by your will the energy coming through your medulla, going to reinforce the energy at the spiritual eye. Then you visualize and keep on visualizing, Master says, while you keep on tensing, this energy flowing through your spine, and from your spine through your arms and everywhere in your body. Then you are going to rub with the palms of your hands the naked arms, bare arms, in order to activate the energy that you have been willing and visualizing flowing from the medulla in your spine and through your spine in your heart. And then you are going to rub the palms of your hands 20 times, he says. It's not easy to count 20 because you are doing quickly, but he says until you feel tingling, trickling sensations. You will feel heat, but he says trickling and tingling sensations. At that point, you will open them and you will send towards the part of the person which is in need of healing. But then he says, be aware that in doing this, you are charging yourself as a healing battery, and you are charging your hands as divine healing batteries, And know that by doing this means lifting your arms and moving your hands up and down for 15 minutes towards the person you are going to send healing rays to his brain and heart. So it looks like a contradiction. First, he says exactly that you are going to have this current thrown, directed, projected to the person's diseased body part. And so it seems that you have to focus on that. But then he says, be aware that you will send healing rays to his brain and heart. So what does it mean? Let's become aware why this technique is so powerful and why it is what Jesus did. It's not that Jesus had a technique, we know very well, but we know the gospel says a force was coming out of him. And that force was healing people because it was doing what Master says is the secret, is the mechanism of healing, which is rousing the life force of the person. So what we are doing, we are charging ourselves as divine healing batteries, charging ourselves of divine healing presence. And by doing this work, we are facilitating the rousing of the life force of the person where it is blocked, because we are magnetically, through our reinforced magnetic field, we are magnetically moving it, shaking it from its blockages, from its unbalances, wherever it is unbalanced and blocked. By doing this electromagnetically, we are unblocking the life force from wherever it is, and we are allowing it to rouse. And it is that rousing that brings the healing. It is the rousing of the energy of the life force in the person, which is the healing of the person. And so why he says you are sending healing rays into his heart and mind? Because you are healing him from the suffering and pain which comes with the disease, not only, but which is at the origin of the disease, unknown origin of the disease. Means the result of so much pain and emotional disorders and emotional negativity that you might have carried from past lives. Not only, but your mental grooves, the grooves of these negative seeds of karma in your brain, those as well are going to be burned by this energy of Divine Mother's healing presence, as channeled by you, as reactivated within the person, and therefore allowing the burning of negative seeds of karma in the brain, the burning of the effect of the heavy karma in the heart, and that is where the person will go through a deep transformation. And Master says, and it is then that you will see the person smiling of the God love. It doesn't say God's love, it means they become more and more attuned with the love of God. They will transform. He says this wonderful, wonderful definition. Through these means, when properly administered, and we have seen how diseases of body and mind, as well as the malady of soul ignorance, have vanished under this benign touch, whether administered at close quarters or from afar, because of the infinite power of projection of energy. Thus, one becomes the fisherman of souls, that he may catch them in the net of his divine healing wisdom and present them unto God. How beautiful, how magnificent. Truly, a Prem avatar can write this. An avatar of love can write this. That is the only purpose an avatar comes, to make us smile of the love of God, to bring us back in the net of his love, freeing us. Let's go back to the infinite power of projection of energy. So, wherever you focus, the liver, the neck, wherever, the financial problem of the person is not only the neck and the liver. Let's be aware, malady is also financial malady. Malady is also a very heavy divorce. Malady is the financial loss, the tribunal, the lawsuit, the litigation, and so on and so forth. Is also the tendency to conflict in you, in another person. So know that wherever you are focusing, this will bring healing to the heart, to the history of the heart of the person, which is at the origin of the problem, and to the negative karma stored in the brain cells. Be aware of the power of what we are doing when we do this. Be aware that it is a strong electromagnetic field that you activate by becoming charged of that divine energy, and that through this electromagnetic field that you are becoming, recharge yourself, as the divine healing battery says, be aware that you are catalyzing a powerful electromagnetic field around the person, which is going to rouse his life force wherever it is blocked, which is the heart and which is the mind, even if the problem is the liver. The problem is the liver is a consequence of the karma stored in the brain with reflections in the heart. Is it clear? And in fact, Master says that stubborn mental or physical diseases always have a deep root in the subconsciousness, which is the limbic area of the mind. An illness might be cured by pulling out its hidden roots. Hidden roots. That's why we work so much. In the heart, you remember all the work we have done at the beginning, and all the Om chanted here, and then you remember all the visualization of the light here, entering in the superconscious healing technique, which usually it would take 30 minutes only for that, but we had only 2 hours. It will come the day we will do a whole day or a whole week, and anyhow, we saw the light from the spiritual light burning those seeds of karma in the brain. He says, see a laser beam of light from there. We saw light to make it easier, but we understand what we have done. So that's why we have so much insisted in heart and brain. Now, let's go further. Know that this technique, you can use it also for helping places to get healed of a history of darkness. Know that you can send it to your family tree. If you notice that there is a tendency, maybe in your male line, in your male lineage, in your family tree, or in your female lineage, send it there. That is when we realize how Master was completely, an avatar is beyond time. Nowadays, the epigenetic has seen how we are carrying within us, even up to 3 generations ago, problems in our family tree, the problems of up to 3 generations ago of our relatives in our family tree. But all the neuroimmunology, neuropsychoimmunology, which is there since the last 23 years in the world, they know, of course they know. The yoga is that. Yoga is epigenetic. Epigenetic is a new branch of the molecular biology, which studies the activation of genes of the DNA due not from something chemical, but from some other agent. That agent is the electromagnetic field carried with you from the electromagnetic field of the consciousness of your father, grandfather, great-grandfather. How do you resolve that? Electromagnetically, through bringing the electromagnetic field of God's consciousness in connection with the electromagnetic field of the person or of yourself. Isn't that wonderful? Practice, 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 practice. You will be rewarded. It will be a boost in your spiritual evolution. It will be an extraordinary service to the world. You will help to raise the frequency of the world. You will help the world to do what God is calling us to do. Means acceleration of our evolution. To uplift ourselves to another level of consciousness, close to freedom. You are going to be a channel of the transmutation of the history of the planet, in tune with the new consciousness, which is divine consciousness that God wants to see manifesting here, made of cooperation, collaboration, harmonious coexistence. You become a channel of that harmony. You help the attunement of the rhythm of mankind's consciousness with that perfect harmony of God. What a beautiful, beautiful project is this one. We can be active part of this.
And Master's most important phrase, he said, remember the channel is always blessed what passes through. So when we are transmuting that energy, the blessings are already passing through us and we can expand them so much. And right now it's the need of the hour.
Dear friends, we wanted to do 50 minutes of healing session on all of you. We don't know, we have 3 minutes apparently. It's been kind of a marathon. I told you, Colleen, we have so much, we've been diving in these studies and practice so much that now in an hour and a half can do, but you know.
We shared very little. We still have shared
15
very
minutes
little.
of healing, now it becomes kind of impossible. We don't know your schedule. We don't know if you have in 2 minutes the new session.
Well, I think well, one, thank you so much. I mean, for those of you who have not met Cecilia and Vivek, you can now know what powerhouses they are, and hopefully they will come back to New York. they're powerhouse channelers of Master. And hopefully they'll come back and do a longer workshop in New York or somewhere in the fall.
Sure, as soon as it's possible. We should have been there in 20 days, you know, Colleen.
That's right. That's right.
May actually we were supposed to be in New York.
Yeah, in 20 days. So to us is home New York, and so it will happen. It will happen when possible.
That's right. That's right. And you know, if people want to stay on, they can. There's also, Duty has a sing-along on Facebook on the Ananda Joy Singers page at 10:30. And also Pranabha will be giving his workshop today from 2 to 4.
No, we don't want. In fact, you see, we've been very diligent. Now it's 15:59. So we are
perfect.
For an Italian and an Indian, I think it's really a miracle of Master.
That's right. That's right. It was really wonderful. And hopefully, you know, you'll get a chance, or you will get a chance to share more teachings with us.
Everybody's saying, please continue. You know, yes, we see all your messages. You know what we do? I propose this. As we are very respectful of everybody else's scheduled times, we'll do a compromise, which is closing this, so everybody's allowed to do whatever they want, but we will do 10 minutes of healing at a distance for whomsoever. We don't need to know anything. When we do the retreats, we tell you that we did so many experiments, and now for years we've been doing group healings at a distance for people who we don't even know are part of it, and it works. We are going to do now it is the end of our time with you. We are going to do 10 minutes of healing at a distance for those who want. We close this communication with Zoom. We are going to do it in any case. If you want to participate, you lie down with your closed eyes, or you sit with your closed eyes. Better to lie down. We'll do 10 minutes.
And I have,
Vivek is 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I have another option. You can attend the other, talks and program and still receive the healing.
Yes, you will.
So the healing, it comes to you anyway, even if you are doing something else.
That is true. But anyhow,
and the Zoom isn't, Duty's sing along at 10:30 is on Facebook, so the Zoom is open, so it's not a rush with the Zoom.
Colleen,
but yeah, you could do 10-15 minutes if people want to lay down. It's really worth it. If you guys haven't done it, lay down, enjoy their healing. It's beautiful.
We are going to do it, Colleen, right now. And we hope to see you all in person very, very soon. It will be a great joy because, of course, then there are all the instruments, you know, Indian instruments and ancestral instruments. This is tuned to 5 to 8 hertz, which is the tune which heals the DNA. Anyhow, we cannot do all these things here with Zoom properly. But anyhow, now let's do these 10 minutes. So we close, Colleen, we close.
No, Zoom is open.
Colleen?
Yeah, we can, people can jump off who want to jump off, and people who want to stay on can stay on.
All right. So we are
Yeah.
going to start right now for 10 minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
Ines, I can see you there. Hello, Ines. God bless you. Many dear friends. I can't see the names. That's some I see. Martha, oh, such joy. Anyhow, sorry if I cannot read all the names. I need these glasses, which I don't like to wear. So many dear friends. God bless you. God bless you all.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. We start now. Oh. In me manifests thy light through the darkness of my ignorance. Wherever your healing light is present, there is perfection. Therefore, perfection is in me. Shine, shine within me. Thy perfect light is perfectly present in all my body parts. I am well, because wherever that healing light is manifest, there is perfection. Therefore, perfection is in me. This light of thine, oh, this light of thine shines through mine. Shines through the past, the present, the future time. My body cells are made of light. My flesh cells are made of thee. They are perfect, for thou art perfect. They are healthy, for thou art healthy. In all my cells, your healing light is shining, shining, shining. Lord, Divine Mother, Divine Masters, shine, your healing light in all bodies, everywhere, in all minds, everywhere, in all hearts, everywhere, in all consciousnesses, everywhere, in all places, dense and subtle, shine thy healing and liberating presence. Om, Om, Shanti, Shanti, Om. Amen. Shalom. Amen.